العظيم فذاته بسقي أمرد بلا أحوات مربينا 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 وشوف سبات وعلى بحر قاد الأجنيات مربينا.
Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud Sheikh Nur Daim, 1845-1915. As part of the series of the episode targeting the documentation to the Sufi masters in Sudan in general and the Sammaniya in particular, now in our presence, one of the greatest Sufi personalities that Sudan had ever given. So our episode this time is going to handle the story life of Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud Sheikh Nur Daim, an influential Sammani guide and scholar. As one of the Sufi senates emerged from the Sudan, Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud presented such a fine practical example of the doctrine of Islam. Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud is a realized wali who combined between the sciences of inward and outward. In other words, combined between the science of Sharia and Haqiqa, better known in Sudan as Al-Ustaz, the teacher. He is one of the many significant figures in the history of Sufism in Sudan in general and in the Sammaniya in particular, whose name and works have been insufficiently recognized. He has great religious and scientific legacy represented in great amount of books which he has written, as well as to the great noble students that were initiated under his hand. Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud Nur Daim was born into one of the most prominent and long-established clans of religious notables and laymen in Sudan. His biography informs that he is Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud ibn Sheikh Nur Daim ibn Sheikh Muktafi al-Bashir, the founder of the Sammaniya Sufi order in Sudan and Africa. He was born in Trefi, the present-day town of Adramli, north of Khartoum, in the year 1845. He grew up and nurtured under the care of his father in purity, in accordance with the family tradition and as the custom in most scholarly families. Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud started his childhood education at home, for according to the local tradition, young seekers of knowledge were expected to learn the Holy Quran by heart. Only then could they proceed to the study of other religious sciences. This is thus that Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud underwent the same process. However, under his father Sheikh Nur Daim, he had been taken to his khalwa when he was 6 years old, and on the passing away of his father, he was 7 or 8 years old. Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud continued in his efforts to the memorization of the Quran under his brother Sheikh Siddiq Sheikh Nur Daim. The time passed on, and the khalwa came to run into some problems, which finally forced the mother, the mother of Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud Nur Daim, Sayyida al-Laymun bint Idris, to take her 3 sons, Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud and Sheikh al-Nur and Sheikh Abd al-Jabbar, to take them and to migrate from Ramli to Taiba, Sheikh al-Ghurashi, where the perfect wali and the student of Sheikh Muktafi al-Bashir resides. Sayyid al-Laymun witnessed Sheikh al-Qurashi treating Sheikh Nur Daim and his sons with the utmost respect, devotion and affection during the lifetime of Sheikh Nur Daim. These, however, were good enough justifications for the mother to bring her 3 boys to the fold and masjid of Sheikh al-Qurashi. The mother's wish and dream had come true because the sons had finished their religious training and had been given accurate advice by their teacher, Sheikh al-Qurashi. Therefore, the migration to masjid of Sheikh al-Qurashi al-Tayba had demonstrated her keen insight. She had spent her entire life committed to the true and ideal upbringing and instruction of her sons. Thus, the best traits that this great woman had possessed included fierce determination, seriousness, dignity, and true essence of religion. And as has been said, behind every successful man there is a woman. Then the success of Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud and his grandsons after him attributed to this great woman for her decision of migration to Taiba with the strong determination so as to let her sons to continue their education, by the way, had played great role in the presence of one of the greatest Sammani centers, not only Sammani centers, but Sufi centers in Sudan ever, and that is the center of Tabat. So the birth of Tabat, Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud, one of the most important religious centers in all of Sudan, is a reflection to this outstanding Sudanese woman personality. And as a result of the presence of the center's founder, Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud, and that magnificent woman, Sayyid al-Laymun, behind him, Tabat currently stands as a landmark and a center of scholarly and scientific enlightenment. For more information, see The Sudanese Sufi Woman, The Forgotten Legacy by Jalil Abdullah Saleh. Back into the journey of Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud educational life, just he would like to state once again that Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud had accompanied Sheikh al-Qurashi for many years, and under him came to the completion of the memorization of the Holy Quran. Following that great step, he continued his educational journey and he traveled to study under the Wali al-Faqih Ahmad al-Shanbati, the student of the Faqih Zain al-Abdin ibn Ali at Dabba in northern Sudan. Moreover, in the very same place, he studied the fiqh and some other sciences. He assessed every passing moment, utilizing every second in the remembrance of Allah, reciting the Holy Quran day and night. And the signs of piety and spirituality and the rays of Fulaya could be seen in his forehead. He was dignified and respected among his kinship, brothers, shuyukh, and uncles. He won fame among the creatures with the excellent man of manners. He kept on the journey of receiving knowledge, and this time under the notable scholar and faqih, the ascetic Sheikh Muhammad Zarruq, who under him had read the well-noted of the Maliki Mazhab books of fiqh, such as Risalat ibn Abi Zayd al-Qirawani. He spent the 2 years with his Sheikh, Sheikh Muhammad Zarruq, in the pursuit of knowledge. His efforts were immense and successful. In addition, he had attended with him parts of the introductions of the syntax, such as Al-Ajrumiyya. So he studied Al-Ajrumiyya and its commentaries, التحفة الثانية, passing through the mid-level such as قطر الندى of Ibrahim of Ibn Hisham, ending with Alfiyat ibn Malik and its commentaries. In addition to that, the book of Sibawayh and its commentaries. He read all these books at the library of his Sheikh, the notable scholar Muhammad ibn Zarruq al-Halawi. Moreover, besides of his memorization to the Arabic language footnotes and its sciences, he further came to memorize part of the Islamic sciences footnotes. When the Sheikh Zarruq saw his eligibility and deserved the rank of Sheikhdom in ilm and teaching, he authorized him in all of his narrations. Moreover, he sat him in his chair of teaching, and above all, he asked him to deliver the lessons in his very presence, as well with the brilliant and elite of his students, like his dignified son, the scholar, the Faqih Abu al-Hasan, and his son Zarruq. So he came with what surprised those of the sound mind out of his eloquence and beautiful expressions. The Tayyibian family. In Sudan, the family that Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud belongs to is known as Al-Tayyibiyya, named after the great father Sheikh Ahmad al-Tayyib al-Bashir. From this household have emerged numerous renowned great guides and scholars, as well as erudite poets, who have taught the sacred sciences for many centuries alongside guidance. This renowned family lineage ends with Al-Abbas, the Prophet's cousin. Because of his aversion to knowledge and the process of its acquisition, Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud thought of the continuation of his dedication at Cairo, mainly Al-Azhar. Amid that thought and wish, he saw his grandfather Sheikh Ahmad Tayyib in a vision, says to him, "Leave this thought away from you and take the Sufi path." In this particular concern, it was stated that the knowledge of the prophets is of two kinds: knowledge of laws, that is the Sharia, knowledge, and knowledge of secret, that is the Tariqa and Haqiqa. The scholar cannot be called an inheritor if he does not inherit both branches of knowledge. If he takes only one knowledge, he is incomplete. Thus, the real inheritors are the ones who take the knowledge of the laws, the knowledge of Sharia, and the knowledge of the secret, the knowledge of Tariqa and Haqiqa. And only the Senates have truly received and protected this inheritance. Now we know this. Know that the Sufi Sheikh of Tariqa are the inheritor of the prophets, or the Sufi Sheikh of the Turuq are the inheritors of the prophets, peace be upon him. As they possess knowledge of both Ilm al-Sharia, that is the science of Sharia, and the Ilm al-Haqiqa, the science of the reality, one has to understand the virtue of the knowledge of the awliya. Allah the Exalted raised them above people. يرفع الله الذين أوتوا العلم درجات, the rank of knowledge being the highest. So Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud is among those of awliya who combine between the science of Sharia and the science of Tariqa. And in both, he had realized the greatest. In the Sufi path, Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud had been initiated under Sheikh al-Qurashi Zain, the perfect wali and the student of Sheikh Ahmad al-Tayyib al-Bashir. Following the initiation in the Sammaniya and with his mission to revive and actualize the original teachings of his grandfather Sheikh Ahmad al-Tayyib, Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud went on establishing his own center at Tabat. In addition to Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud prestige and reputation as a perfect wali, scholar, author and poet, his establishment of his Sammani Center not only attracted noble students to join, but also enhanced the status of the Sammaniya among the other Sufi Turuq. The Orda had become so well established that it was able to maintain its position in Sudan, provided systematic explanation of the Sammani doctrine in the 18th and 19th centuries, and enhanced the status of the order by writing useful educational authoring materials or books, as it is custom in the tradition of the Sammaniya. Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud used to hold lessons sessions in his mosque. So he is the perfect teacher and the perfect author at the same time. Accomplished and erudite writer. Beyond the dissemination of tariqah and the guidance of his followers and murids, Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud demonstrated real activity through writing. He proceeded to arrange his schedule, allocating a portion of it for devotion, another for visiting the murids, and wrapping up with reading and writing. Scholarly endeavors and writing, particularly in the realm of Sufism, were revitalized in the 18th century by Sheikh Ahmad al-Tayyib al-Bashir, waves of Sammani revivalism. Prior to his passing away, Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud founded an educational and writing culture encompassing a wide range of genres such as tasawwuf, mysticism, fiqh, jurisprudence, theology, poetry, and Arabic language. The majority of his writings were devotional, with the goal of instructing his followers in tasawwuf, suluk, wayfaring, and Maliki mazhab, as well as preparing them in a particular approach to Sufi knowledge. His writings and life provide a valuable insight into the state of Islamic scholarship in Sudan till the present day. The narrative of the early Tariqa founders lives is known to subsequent and to the coming generations due to his publishings and authoring books. He is the first to write for the Sammanis. With the acknowledgement of scholars, Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud has effectively contributed collections to the religious Sudanese and the Arabic language library. These collections later support the rich and useful information that researchers studying Arabic literature and Sufism have to offer and provide. He wrote on a wide range of themes in his writing, including poetry, prophetic mission or seerah, grammar, theology, fiqh, and sciences. Abd al-Mahmud Nur al-Daim represents a turning point in Sudanese literary writings, and his writings emerge to stand as an example of advancement as well as evolution the Sufis have offered as a contribution to the Sudanese literacy as a whole. The noted historian Wayfarers have described him as one of the major writers of the Nilotic Sudan. In his words, is still unprecedented in the history of Sufi scholarship and Arabic literature. He left his mark on the history of Sammani thought. Through his scholarship, his travels, and contacts, Abd al-Mahmud was one of the major writers of the Nilotic Sudan. In the late 19th century and 20th centuries, emerged as one of the major writers of the Nilotic Sudan. Professor Wayfarers went on to add, Abd al-Mahmud was a prolific author of whose works a substantial number have been published. While, in the words of Aman Muhammad al-Ibadi in her study, The Sammaniya, Doctrine and Politics, 1997, Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud is one of the scholars of the Sammaniya in Sudan. She writes, Taba Center of Abd al-Mahmud Nur al-Daim represent a continuation of the dualistic nature of Ahmad al-Tayyib al-Bashir. Abd al-Mahmud Nur al-Daim, the founder of the center, is known to be one of the celebrated scholars of the Sammaniya Tariqa in Sudan. His writings are archetype of Sufi orthodox formula. His poems are in perfect Arabic language. Thus, the influence of the center in writing in perfect Arabic language is noticeable. While in the words of Neil McHugh in his noted authoring book, The Holy Men of the Blue Nile, Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud writing is for the elite. To quote Neil McHugh, Abd al-Mahmud intended audience is the educated Sudanese Sufis, in whose book مدرسة أحمد بن إدريس المغربي وأثرها في السودان, the school of Sheikh Ahmad ibn Idris the Moroccan and its influence in Sudan, 1993, the noted Sudanese historian Yahya Muhammad Ibrahim writes about Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud and says, Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud Nur al-Daim emerged as a continuation of his grandfather, the founder of the Tariqa. With his writings, poetry, commentaries, and travels, Abd al-Mahmud contributed to the Sufi Sammani school of thought, allowing it to regain its brightness and vitality. Such were views of some historians and researchers that have experienced the writings of Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud, Sheikh Nur al-Daim. However, their comments and their views and experience came as a result of having a chance and opportunity to read parts of his authoring books. On the views of the historians as well as the researchers that I have quoted above, Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud Nur al-Daim was a continuation to the revivalism spirit that initiated by his grandfather Sheikh Ahmad al-Tayyib. It's worth noting that the Sudanese Sufism had made its first encounter with the Islamic mysticism thought through the writing of Sheikh Ahmad al-Tayyib, mainly his book of aphorism. And in this concern, just I would like to quote the researcher Abd al-Mahmud when he said that Sheikh Ahmad al-Tayyib in his book of aphorism has joined between, when he said that Sheikh Ahmad al-Tayyib has joined and combined in his book between the philosophy of Ibn Arabi, mainly his Wahdat al-Wujud, the unity of existence, as well as the Imam al-Ghazali Sunni Sufi thought. So Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud had followed the path of his grandfather Sheikh Ahmad al-Tayyib as a guide scholar, and in this concern, just I would like to say that the culture of Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud for his students' education tended to instill on them the fundamentals of Tasawwuf, its doctrines and courtesy, adab, as well as directing them towards the ethical point. In this concern, and to recognize his culture thoroughly and in a much more detailed way, we can back to what he has written and recorded. As we have stated previously, that Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud used to write as an author side by side of his task as guidance, as a guide that provided guidance. He used to teach his student the Maliki fiqh. In this concern, also, it was reported that he was a unique and well-versed scholar in the mazhab, here, mazhab of Imam Malik, with abundant ilm and knowledge. A lot of people had benefited from him in this regard. He used to teach his students the Noble Quran, in addition to Maliki fiqh, the exegesis or tafsir of Imam al-Zamakhshari, in addition to the tafsir of Ibn Kathir. In addition to that, he also used to teach his student Risalat Ibn Abi Zayd al-Khirawani, the well-known epistle in Sudan. Furthermore, he also used to teach Mukhtasar Khalil, Muwatta Imam Malik, the aphorism of his grandfather, Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud, in addition to the aphorism of Ibn Ata'illah al-Sakandari. Moreover, he also used to teach his student Ibn Arabi's epistles. The opening revelations, Al-Futuhat al-Makkiyah, and some other of the Sufism books, comprehensive works. In this part of the episode, just would like here to present and introduce the titles that already have been written, the title of the books that already have been written by Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud. So in this concern, we say Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud wrote around 85 scholarly books encompassing different kinds and different fields of Islamic studies, while the most significant of his works are on Sufism. In the spirit of introducing Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud to the non-Arabic readership, it would be of use to list some of his work with a brief account of each of them in order to give the reader glimpses of his intellectual heft. The Mahmud Nur al-Daim represents a turning point in Sudanese religious literary writings, and his writings emerge to stand as an example of a development as well evolution that Sufis have offered as a contribution to the Sudanese literacy as a whole. Such works, which will appear below, are published authoring books. In the Prophetic Sunnah, he has written 2 works. In Islamic Creed, he has written 4 books. And in the Islamic Fiqh, he has written 4 books also. In commentaries and interpretation, he has authored 16 authoring books. While in biographies, he had devoted to the story life of the Tariqa pioneers. Among the most famous of these biographies is his masterpiece, Zahir al-Riyad, The Flowers of Orchards, in addition to Al-Ku'us al-Mutra'a fi Manaqib al-Sada al-Arba'a. In other authoring, in the prophetic prayers, he composed 4 works. In the prophetic Mawlid, he has 3 works, by the way. The most known of these 3 books of Mawlid is his famous book, Riyad al-Khairat, which is readable and is widespread among Samanis. In fiqh of the Tariqa, he has written 5 works. In literature of traveling or the arts of traveling, he has his famous authoring book, الدرة الثمينة في أخبار مكة والمدينة, counted by the scholars as well the researcher at the first Sudanese Sufi endeavor in the way of the art of traveling. In invocations and dua supplication, he has written 6 works. In the Arabic grammar, he has written 3 works. The book and the book here on the books on the print, that I mean here, the book that already he has written while it need to be printed is Ifadat Al-Ustaz, including Sufi terminologies, منظومة التوسل بأسماء الله الحسنى, الجيش المنصور, in addition to long out on the intercession. So الجيش المنصور, by the way, it is a long ode or poem on the intercession with the Messenger of Allah, his family, companions, as well as the righteous men of the Sufi path. In addition to that, he has Al-Ku'us al-Khamriya, which is commentary on the famous ode of the Sammani Sheikh Muhammad Tum Wadbanaga, entitled Salamullahi ala al-Qawm al-Sahara. As authoring Al-Mawrid al-Ahla wal-Fayd al-Ajla, which is commentary also on his grandfather, the Sheikh Muktafi al-Bashir, famous book Sirr al-Asrar في ذكر الصلاة على النبي المختار. Another authoring روض المعاني ومجالس التهاني, which in fact is a commentary on his grandfather, the Sheikh Muktafi al-Bashir, renowned book of aphorism known as المعروف بالطور الإنساني، النفس الرحمن في الطور الإنساني، وشرحه الجوهر الفريد في علم الوحدة والتوحيد. حديقة الأثمار, another authoring, which in fact is a book on some of the Islamic fiqh issues. شذا رياض الأنفاس فيما يتعلق بالطريقة السمانية من أساس, which in its essence is the booklet includes the commentary on the Sammaniya Tariqa base or basis of Askar. قلايد الذهب ونتائج الغرب is commentary on the famous ode جالية الكرب of the famous Qutb, my master Sheikh Muhammad ibn Abd al-Karim al-Samman, also known as the invocation of al-Samman, التوسل السماني. Another authoring in the same way, in the same field, here commentaries on As-Saman evocation. My master Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud has written his commentary مجالس القرب على جالية الكرب, which by the way already it is authored by my master, the founder of the Tariqa, Sheikh Muhammad ibn Abd al-Karim al-Samman. Their commentary on Jaliyat al-Karab by Samman here is authored by my master Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud in another authoring entitled نهاية الطلب على جالية الكرب. So this is, by the way, three authoring books targeting the commentary upon the famous Sammani Ode or Sammani invocation, the white fame invocation known as Jaliyat al-Karab wa Munilat al-Arab. So my master Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud has devoted 3 books on the commentary on this famous white red invocation among Sammanis. Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud has other authoring books in the Arabic language, includes from syntax and morphology, sarf, as well as he has manuscripts, includes 3 footnotes, mutun. The first one is on syntax and the other 2 are in tawheed. In this category, we find that Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud has directed to ilm, science, knowledge, other than Sufism, religious sciences, which is the syntax and the Arabic language sciences. In this sense, he composed the authoring of Ibn Ajrun in syntax, justifying that the intention behind that is the beneficiary of the students making their tongues being safe and sound of the syntactical faults and errors. That the Arabic language is the language of the Quran, so the tongue of the person ought to be eloquent till he or she will be able to recite the Quran. The Sheikh named this footnote اللؤلؤ المنظوم في نظم مقدمة ابن عجرون. Some of his works, such as Zahir al-Riyad and Kus al-Mutra'a, in addition to Shurb al-Kas, have become references for studying the Samaniya or the history and doctrines, as well as Arabic language poetry in Sudan in general. Overall, Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud Sufi's work heightened the prestige of the Samani among the other orders, and unlike the Shuyukh of his age in Sudan, he is a man of authoring books as well as of a writing tendency. A person may get surprised by the comprehensive culture that the man, like my master Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud, had enjoyed, mainly if we take his limited education sources, for he did not get a sufficient education from any definite shuyukh except his local one, under whom he read part of the Islamic sciences. I don't exclude that he took most of his information from those shuyukh, for as I believe they were not more than the teachers of the Quran. The features of the comprehensive ilm or knowledge do not apply to. Moreover, he had never got the chance of traveling to meet the grand scholars in Egypt for learning and taking from them. His contemporaries. Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud has maintained good relationship and contacts with the notable scholars of his age in the country. They praised him and recognized his scholastic and scientific status. With the recognition of his contemporary ulama, Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud, Nur al-Daim was one of the great scholars of Islamic Sharia. Such were reputed of those scholars were Sheikh Muhammad al-Badawi, known as the Sheikh of Islam in Sudan, Sheikh al-Amin al-Darir, Sheikh Ahmad ibn Ismail al-Wali, known with Sheikh Ahmad al-Azhari, Sheikh Muhammad al-Faqih Abd al-Majid, and Sheikh Hussein al-Zahra, in addition to Sheikh al-Nazir Khalid al-Mahi. For more information, see Sheikh Abdul Jabbar al-Mubarak on his account, Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud Nur al-Daim. However, Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud Nur al-Daim had met and sat with those mentioned scholars, as well as they debated together. They debated numbers of Sufism and Islamic issues, putting in consideration that the above-mentioned scholars constitute what can be called Mashkhat al-Sudan al-Ilmiya, or the Sudanese scientific sheikhdom in its legal side. Those ulama, scholars, through history here in the country, were place of all respect and appreciation from the people. However, in fact, their recognition to the Sheikh's scientific status is an indication that he was sharing them what they were doing. In his visit to Sudan, Sheikh Muhammad al-Hassan al-Samman stated about him and stated about Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud and said, "We have confirmed that my master Ahmad al-Tayyib al-Bashir is the heir and inheritor of my master Samman's secrets, and that this Ustaz," meant Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud, "is the heir and inheritor of these two pools' secrets. O my Lord, love whoever loves him and hate whoever hates him." And what is the best of the words of his student, the accomplished poet Makawi Muhammad Belli, in his famous ode Ya Layla Layla Jannah, when he said, "Mahmud li ghawm rawa وشرب ضحيا ضوى فوق الأمان طوى ابن البسوي وسوى." Mahmud, to his own fall, had he quenched their thirst, shining and brightened so clear over the trust, had he captured and sacked the son of the one who performs, and had performed the amazing, outstanding deeds. In the book of نفحات الرياض البواسم في مناقب الأستاذ شيخ عبد المحمود للشيخ عبد القادر الجيلي, 15 sons have been stated as of his offsprings. They are all blessed and righteous sons, because they are that great guidance, and by the way, they are the great guidance and have caused profound changes themselves and the spread of the Samaniya. They have contributed magnificently on the widespread also from their side to the Samani Sufi teaching across the country. And just here I would like to mention them in a state of arrange based on age order. Sheikh Muktafi al-Bakri, Sheikh al-Hajj al-Tayyib, Sheikh al-Daim, Sheikh al-Sammani, Sheikh Abu al-Hassan, Sheikh Muhyiddin, Sheikh Abd al-Qadir al-Jayli, Sheikh Muhammad al-Mubarak, Sheikh Qamar al-Dawla, Sheikh Umar al-Faruq, Sheikh Muhammad al-Bashir, Sheikh al-Tayyib al-Mayzoub, Sheikh Ibrahim al-Dusuki, Sheikh Muhammad Hashim, and Sheikh Muhammad Azim. However, beside those righteous sons, also Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud has blessed with many righteous females. About his prominent and outstanding student, Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud initiated and graduated a number of students from his divine school. We mentioned a few of the notable ones and said Sheikh Ahmad ibn Sheikh Muhammad al-Hassan al-Samman, the grandson of Sheikh Muhammad ibn Abd al-Karim al-Samman al-Madani, the founder of the Tariqa. Among his students also, the perfect and unique of his time, my master Sheikh Gharibullah Sheikh Abu Saleh. Furthermore, of his student Sheikh al-Bashir, Sheikh Abd al-Rahman, Sheikh al-Bakri, and Sheikh Ali ibn Sheikh al-Ghurashi. While in the White Nile, his famous student Sheikh Muhammad Ahmad Wad Kibish, also Sheikh Muktafi al-Hafiyan of Umdagarsi, a notable students. Furthermore, on Kordofan, Sheikh Murkaz Din ibn Sheikh Mudawi, in addition to so numerous other students. This is just to name a few. And by the way, because of the efforts that have been also led by the students, Samaniya Tariqa, by the way, spread widely across the country and outside the country in very same way. After a life full of fruitful deeds, guidance and authoring, my master Sheikh Abd al-Mahmud has passed away of Tabat in the year 1915, and his grave is visible and visited. قبره ظاهر يزار. His son Sheikh Abd al-Qadir al-Jili came to be his successor.
معشوقك الله
أوه أنا يا ليلى ليلك جنة معشوقك أوه أنا يا ليلى ليلك جنة معشوقك أوه أنا